You open the fridge. It's a sweltering summer night. Most people would be out at a time like this, grabbing skewers, barbecue, fried chicken, with friends in tow. But unfortunately, you've just woken up, groggy and drained, with zero motivation to go anywhere. Worse still, the one friend you always bothered without a second thought, the one you could drag out for a midnight meal anytime, is no longer around. Honestly, such a shame things turned out this way. So you have to scrounge in the fridge, looking for whatever little is left to eat.
So hungry.
You must be hungry. Aren't you gonna grab something to eat? Oh, here to see me? Well then, before you leave, what do you say? Good. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You will. So you finally remembered. With this, you won't ever need anything else.
Packed in, June. Best eaten within 45 days.
It's not exactly fresh. Luckily, it's one of those trendy aged steaks, so just consider it as extra aged in your fridge. You don't usually buy meat, definitely not because you're a vegetarian. Most people enjoy high-calorie protein, and you're no exception. You're just too lazy to cook complicated dishes. Generally, you only get raw meat when your childhood friend comes over. You wait for him to cook up these fresh or frozen chunks of animal carcass. As for this one, you tossed it into your cart while grabbing plastic wrap and scissors at the supermarket. Was it to keep your shopping list from looking too suspicious? Or was it meant to be my dinner? I've always wanted to ask you. Before drugging me and chopping me up, how could you not even offer me one last meal? You open. Right, like you ever had any. Just drifting around like a zombie with nothing in your head but those damn songs you write. Sleep when tired, eat when hungry. As long as you can make your music, right? But without me, has that music been flowing like it used to?
So hungry.
They say desserts can lift your mood. A fresh Mont Blanc, the elegantly colored cake wrapped in thin baking paper, even decorated with cute little patterns. Too bad you never really care about the meticulous details people put into things. Those designs might as well be flirting with a blind dummy. Even you wouldn't keep a cake in the fridge for a whole month. This one's from the supermarket yesterday. If you bought it at a bakery, it would usually come in a delicate box. But since you're too lazy to unwrap it, you'd definitely leave it exactly as it is. Of course, some cakes freeze well, like the vanilla strawberry-filled ice cream cake you're so fond of. But your freezers are already packed to the brim, and you haven't bought frozen food for a while now. Seems like you're not very keen on keeping food and friend together. Speaking of which, negative 18 degrees Celsius is about the limit for a home freezer. Even at that temperature, meat won't stay fresh forever. A few months, a few years, sure, that's fine. What about 5 or 10 years? What are you gonna do then? As an adult, you've got a pretty decent appetite. Will this really do for a midnight snack?
That should be enough.
Looks like your appetite hasn't been great lately. If your childhood friend were still around, he'd probably be teasing you, asking if you were sick. It's been a month since he died, and your life seems pretty much the same. But still, something's changed, hasn't it? He would be so happy to know it's disturbed your daily life. just as happy as he was when he was killed. Maybe he wouldn't even mind you hiding him in the fridge.
Eh? Are you smiling, Akito?
Wise choice. Your culinary skills are really not impressive. They say the more you do, the more you mess up, which fits your cooking perfectly. By the way, why is there milk in the fridge? You're seriously lactose intolerant. You don't even go near the dairy aisle at the supermarket. Check the date. That bottle's been sitting here for a while. Your childhood friend bought it.
Not expired, right?
Good thing it's not fresh milk. It's been through a whole factory line packed with the wonders of modern industry. Whey protein powder, aspartame, strawberry flavor, food coloring. No doubt it'll survive a couple of more months just fine. You usually eat twice as much for supper. Come on, how about a little more? They say... Seems like that new song isn't going very well. It's been almost a month and you're still stuck in the same place? That's not like you. As a gifted all-round musician, aren't you the type who, once inspired, writes with notes pouring out like an unstoppable avalanche? Your proudest, most popular works were all done in one go, weren't they? Oh my, unfortunately times have changed. Back then you actually had a shortcut to take. A shortcut so convenient and reliable, you could have walked it 100 times without it ever failing, like a golden ticket handed straight to you from heaven. Too bad you blocked off that shortcut with your own hands. What kind of idiot does something that harms others without even benefiting himself? Look at you. It's barely been that long and you've already run into a creative dead end. What are you gonna do in the future? Maybe you really should have been more down to earth from the beginning. It's hard to imagine, though, if you hadn't taken that shortcut. What would your song sound like? This'll put something in your stomach, but is it really enough to fill you up? What, are you the type who lives on love? Never would have guessed. A glossy apple with a label still on it. You're actually very picky. You don't just peel apples, but also slice them. Unfortunately, there isn't a single usable kitchen knife in your apartment. Just last month, while cutting and portioning out the body, you dulled every knife at home. Even that tiny fruit knife came in handy, perfect for slicing through the cartilage and tendons at the joints. You definitely weren't thinking about what to do with apples back then. Now, are you going to just bite into it? And that bright red color, doesn't it remind you of anything? You must have nerves of steel then. Better let that apple warm up before you eat it. By the way, what a surprise. Looks like that whole thing didn't kill your appetite at all. Go on, dig in. Being able to eat is a blessing.
That should be enough.
That's a lot. You'll be up all night writing again, won't you, Mr. Music Zombie? There's perfect material staring you right in the face. Why not use it? What, are you afraid of being found out? I didn't know you could feel fear. It's just artistic expression. No one's going to take it seriously. Who would think that someone genuinely died? Or is it that a dead muse can no longer bring you inspiration?
Eh? Akito, what's wrong?
You open the fridge. There happens to be a bag of udon. There's no way you remember when you bought it. Crack an egg in, that's your carbs and protein sorted. As for vegetables, of course you couldn't care less. There's instant soup base in the cupboard, so no need to fuss with seasoning either.
Soy sauce. Curry. Oh, there's another pack of curry. Achoo!
On a windless summer night, for some reason, you feel a little cold. Is the air conditioning up too high? Maybe you should have some udon to warm up. Alas, if only your childhood friend were still here, he'd remember to set the AC just right for you. You also find cooking a hassle, so back then he always took care of it. What a good friend. So, how did things end up like this? You grew up together. Even though you're known for your low emotional intelligence and always annoy him, he still puts up with you. Though, you did argue a lot. Looking back, it's all your fault, isn't it? Right?
Weird. I thought I turned the AC off.
You grab an egg, boil some water, and get the udon ready. The bubbling of boiling water, the crinkle of the plastic wrapper, the crack as the egg breaks on the marble countertop. The slurp of noodles. Really enjoying yourself, huh? Haven't you forgotten something?
Almost forgot about the fridge door.
The fridge door?
Good night, Aikido.
That's more like it. Good night. By the way, I once heard that the eyes of the departed will capture the last thing they see before dying. Look at me. Look into my eyes. What do you see? Isn't it your face reflected in them? Though for me, what plays out most often is the scene of our second to last encounter. Among all our countless conflicts, that fight was probably the most special. Of course, it was the last time we argued, but that's a rather trivial reason. That quarrel, or as you saw it, just another episode of me being irrationally difficult as usual, was why we both made up our minds, wasn't it? I decided we had to cut all ties, while you decided to keep me by your side forever. Now I have nowhere left to go. Does that satisfy you, Akira? You open the fridge. They say looks like we don't really know each other well. Come to think of it, it's been 20 years and we're still strangers in so many ways. Can this really count as friendship? On the flip side, it's quite miraculous that such a relationship lasted so long. I always thought I'd be the one to make the first move. In the end, I'm actually the one who's softer toward you, unwilling to solve problems through bloodshed. Well, this isn't all that bad. So, how about this lifeless pale face? Do you still find it stunning? This'll put something in your stomach, but is it really enough to fill you up? What, are you the type who lives on love? Never would have guessed.
That should be enough.
Looks like your appetite hasn't been great lately. Must be stressing over your new song, huh? After all, that's the only thing you've ever cared about. There's perfect material staring you right in the face. Why not use it? What, are you afraid of being found out? I used to like your music, liked being the bassist in your band, liked spending time with you, doing things we both enjoyed. I used to think playing bass was fun, and I was good at it too. And I used to think it was adorable, the way your eyes lit up when you looked at me. Back then, I thought if Akira was happy, then I'd be happy too. But over time, I realized when your eyes sparkled like that, you weren't really looking at me at all. In fact, those were the moments when you overlooked me the most. Just like now. Eventually, everything became too disgusting. The way your eyes lit up when you looked at me was too disgusting. Your music was too disgusting. You became too disgusting. So disgusting that I couldn't stand it anymore. Even thinking about it made me nauseous. So I stopped liking it all.
Through my songs, you will live forever.
I knew sooner or later I would have to make a decision. Sooner or later, we would have to go our separate ways. But I hadn't done anything yet, so what gave you the right to make that first move? How dare you?
Akito?
You open? Why? This bottle of milk sort of counts as my keepsake. My final gift. With every sip you take, there's one less left. Doesn't that bother you at all? How carefree.
Not expired, right?
It's been over a month since I bought it, give or take. If you get the runs this time, no telling if the milk's gone bad, or it's just your lactose intolerance acting up again. Considering how dense you are, you probably wouldn't even give it a thought. After all, I was the one who discovered your intolerance in the first place. And you really thought you could eat anything. Dummy. You usually eat twice as much for supper. Come on, how about a little more?
That should be enough.
Looks like your appetite. There happens. All those household chores like cooking, I did them for you too. Left to your own devices, you'd be living off takeout and microwave meals. Not to mention your career. Who do you think you owed success to, huh? I really made your life far too easy, didn't I? You, on the other hand, don't appreciate a thing. You've probably never had any idea what my presence really means to you. Since childhood, you've annoyed me at least 1,000,000 times without having any clue why. And yet, I still haven't cut ties with you. It's practically the 8th wonder of the world. I've been so incredibly, unbelievably good to you, Akira. And this is your fault, you know. All your fault.
Weird. I thought I turned the AC off.
You grab an egg, boil some water, and get the udon ready. If you just leave your favorite pretty face like that, it's gonna rot, you know. And what good will it be once it's all rotted away?
Almost forgot about the fridge door.
The fridge door? Good night. If you had cared this much about me all along, things wouldn't have ended up like this. You never understood me, you know. But at least you're trying now. You're not going anywhere. That's what I thought. You're not going anywhere. Whatever. Like I care. So now you want to run from everything between us, after all that you've done. Smart of you. Don't ever think about it again. So now you want to run from everything between us. Suit yourself. Anyway, we still have so much time. All right, I'll allow it.
Ever since I was a child, I've always liked the butterfly. The way the iridescent scales on its wings shimmer as it drifts weightlessly through the air. How it has a long, fearsome proboscis and preys on other insects without hesitation. And yet, it is so beautiful. But if you pinch its wings and trap it in a jar, it will die within days, shriveling into a crumpled little corpse. Unlike what happens in anime, it will never be drawn by music or pretty things to come fluttering down upon my fingertip. I find it hard to comprehend why it always does as it pleases. When I was very little, I met a child who was like a butterfly. That was a strange child. He had the same short haircut as the other kids and wore the same school uniform as them, but he never faded into the crowd. He was always aglow, always dazzling. Yet beneath that captivating exterior lurked something ominous, like a butterfly's proboscis, carefully folded away until it would unfurl to hunt. Nevertheless, that butterfly took my bait. Of his own accord, he flew to me. Even now, I still remember it clearly. That sweltering summer afternoon, so hot it made my head spin. From that moment on, for decades afterward, I remained hopelessly ensnared in an unrequited love. Before I even realized it, he had changed the entire course of my life. We are friends, childhood companions, the people closest to each other's side. But time passes and can never return. We grew up, learned to keep our distance, and began to interact like adults. I'm always one step behind in everything, and so maybe, while I wasn't paying attention, he had already grown far beyond me, gone somewhere beyond my reach. That's why I often fantasize how blissful it would have been if, before all this happened, I had plucked those gorgeous wings and made that butterfly into a specimen of mine. Such wild, far-fetched reveries, at times, make me dwell on them in deadly earnest.